Hey look, I'm in a new location again. Okay, I keep changing locations, so as you see, this is partly the reason that it's been taking me so long to get these videos up, but hey, Percy Jackson month is still on, and we're still gonna go through Magnus Chase and the Hunger Games before the Trials of Apollo. So, you're probably going to be getting a lot of videos, especially in the month of April, and as I'm on spring break, I'm going to record a whole bunch so that I can actually do a lot of this stuff when I travel on, like, you know, just in the car, just edit things. So, let's talk about Blitzan. Okay, Blitzan. Now, I did not expect him to be a dwarf at first. So, like I said, I don't know much about Norse mythology, so I didn't really know that there were dwarves and elves and well, I knew 9 realms, but that was just because of the Thor movies. But besides the point, because in the Thor movies, Thor would really look more like Frey. And, never mind. Never mind, but Blitzan. So, Blitzan, I like that he is different. I like people who are different. So I like the characters that are different. And Blitzan is definitely a different character. The fact that he's like he likes fashion rather than like making things, but then he combines them. And I was actually thinking that the whole time. I was going, why aren't you just combining the two? And then they did combine the two, and well, it was perfect. So that was it. See, I like this because we're used to hearing the Greeks like having like direct powers. You know, Athena's kids are going to be smart, Zeus's kids can fly. We're used to hearing that, and I like when it's different, like how Thalia is afraid of heights. I do like that, actually. And I'll talk more about that in Percy Jackson month. But Blitzan, honestly, I was more surprised that he was the son of Freya than I was that Sam was the daughter of Loki. Yeah, I was just more surprised by that one, really. So we know that his dad was kind of like lost at sea, trying to go check on the rope that Ferris Wolfie had. And, you know, like, oh, that's an okay backstory. I mean, like, you have Sam defeating giants, and you have poor Hearthstone, like, whose parents hate him, and he's, like, deaf and mute, and oh, poor Heart. I just want to give Hearthstone's one of those characters that, there's those characters that you just want to go in, and you want to give a hug to. Hearthstone is one of them. Well, for Blitzan, like, okay, I like him as a character, but I don't have much to say because, like, I wasn't surprised. Like, Freya, him being the son of Freya, that surprised me. And that whole thing with Freya marrying dwarves to get... It's worse than Aphrodite. Like, I know Aphrodite can be vain, but Freya beats her by a lot. A lot. So, yeah, and... oh, yeah. But I like how Blitzan kind of deals with it. Like, he doesn't... He's a little ashamed of it, but he's a little not ashamed of it. And it's interesting to see how he handles it. Like, going in and fight and doing that, like, battle. And, oh, I did not like that he had such a low self-esteem when he was back in his home realm. I'm gonna call it realm. Like, I guess dimension? Home dimension? Or home realm? Whichever one you want to call it. So, I don't like that he had such low self-esteem there. Because, you know, the rest of the time he had some pretty high self-esteem, especially when it came to, like, the fashion stuff. And, like, getting people, like, you know, he was like, oh, it adds some color for the scarf that Hearthstone wears. That was funny. But then the moment they got back to the dwarf realm, I forget what it's called. I can't pronounce these different names. Like, I can't pronounce these Norse stuff. And I'm glad I can pronounce Valhalla and Asgard. I can't pronounce this stuff. But Blitzan, I like him as a character, okay? I like him as a character. I would like to see him and his dad react more. Maybe we'll get like a flashback, maybe? Possibly. But as far as like depth of a character so far, like we don't know very much about him. He's kind of on the same level as Magnus. Sam got the most in-depth I think about it, but then again, this is the first book. We're being introduced to everyone. So far, I like Blitzan. I did not like that he had lower self-esteem when he got back to the dwarf realm. But I do like that he's a son of Freya. That's interesting. And, okay, that, like, seriously, that beats Aphrodite. I know Aphrodite's vain, but in vanity, it's like, Freya, oh, she's worse. So I like that, and now let's talk about Hearthstone and Blitzan. Now for Blitzstone, oh, I ship it. I actually was legitimately thinking that they were a thing, or they had like maybe like a small thing, or I don't really know, but oh, I want them to get together. They're like the borderline, you know, where it's like you're friends, but you're more than friends. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not official, but you could definitely see it happen, like at that borderline. You know, it's like, it's right at the end of the friend zone. It's at the edges of the friend zone. The edges, so, oh, I ship it, I actually thought, like, for half the book, I actually did think they were together. Halfway through the book, I was like, wait, they're not? Oh, why? I want them to be together. So Blitzstone, I ship it so much, and I like Blitzan. I want to hear more about him. I want to see more. It's like, again, it's interesting that it's not all demigods this time, so I do like that. Like, before it was just all demigods or all magicians. I do like that. I would be very curious to see how they respond to Greeks and Egyptians and Romans. Oh, yeah, I want to see Blitzan, like, you know, hear about that. Because I feel like Blitzan would either already know or he would be surprised, but he would take it in like kind of a funny, comical way. It's hard to describe it. I just feel like that would happen. I feel like Hearthstone definitely already knows. And, well, I'm going to stop talking about Hearthstone. It's so hard not to talk about them together because they were together. And it's interesting that I seriously like that they both made this, like, deal. I like that they both made this deal with that one god, but they both also kind of didn't take it. They didn't take the deal, except, well, Hearthstone did in a weird way. But we're going to talk about Hearthstone next time. So, next time we're going to talk about Hearthstone. Percy Jackson month is still on. We are 1 week away. Start your countdown, set your calendars. April 1st, the first video is going up. It's going to be 2, actually. First one is going to be the introduction to Percy Jackson month, and the second one is going to be why I love the series so much. Those are the 2 that are coming up soon, in a week, to kick off our Percy Jackson month. That may be the only day that you get 2 videos about Percy Jackson month. And throughout Percy Jackson month, just so you all know, I am going to continue reviews because I am going to be going on to the Hunger Games before I go into the Trials of Apollo. And, of course, we're going to continue Percy Jackson month. So once a week, you'll be getting a Hunger Games video because really there's only 4 characters I can talk about in that series. So a month, 4 weeks, 1 per week. And the rest of the time you'll be getting some Percy Jackson month to build up to the Trials of Apollo. When I say Percy Jackson month, just so you know, this is included. So we're going to finish up with these guys first, and then we're going on to the Hunger Games before we will review the Trials of Apollo, and Percy Jackson month is still on. Next up is Hearthstone, and we can talk about Blitzan more when we talk about Hearthstone. They're 2 characters that have to go together. It's hard to not talk about one without talking about the other, because I ship them so much, and I seriously thought they were together for half this book. I thought they were together, but then they're not. So I ship them. I ship them so hard. Please make it canon. Required to make it canon. No, not that canon. Like actually shipping. Get them together. Come on. That would be so sweet. I want them together, obviously. So, looking forward to Blitzan and Hearthstone developing a bit more with the relationship. I'm looking forward to reading more about Blitzan because I do like him. I just don't have much to say about him because, like I said, it's the first book. So this was more based around, like, the mythology of it. And, of course, that mythology came from Sam. Sam is so much like Nico. So much. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye!